Don't put this on camera. Beep those names up. Welcome guys again, this is Aaron. Aaron is someone who I worked with as a young man growing up, young director, someone who I saw something in at a really young age because he had an energy and a drive that I thought I had as well. And we connected, we were like-minded people, and we went our separate ways as we left the various companies we worked for, but we stayed in touch. And we both had an interesting journey over the last few years, but where his has ended him up is in the most incredible estate agency concept that I think anyone would want to put their name to, and that's within an industry which in my mind, and probably in his mind, is quite dead, full of dead wood, dead products, and he's charting a way at the most difficult time probably the estate agency's ever been through, the property market's ever been through, but he's gone to the top straight away, and it's because he's done something different. That's what I think anyway. But I'm here to introduce you to him, so I'll shut up. And let's hear a little bit about Aaron. How you doing?
Very well, Nash.
My mate, good to see you. So, give us the 3-4 minute origin story. 101 comic book. Where did it all start?
Good question. Great question. Where did it all start? So, been in the industry for 14 years now. 14 long years. Started off as a foul footballer, as many estate agents often are. But no, listen, I've had a great schooling. I've worked in many different office environments, and it's interesting. Over the last maybe the first 10 years of what I was working as an agent, I don't think I ever fulfilled potential. It was kind of, he was working up to a certain working capacity, but in the last maybe 3-4 years, I haven't seen it as a job. So as such, my vision has changed. And in my vision changing, we then created David Astburys, who are a very kind of forward-thinking, very proactive agent, who are naturally, hopefully, breaking down the stereotypical mold of a classic estate agent. And as such, you know, we're doing very, very well, very well.
How did you come up with this vision? What made you design it this way as opposed to the way everyone else does it?
Good question. The interesting answer to that is, when we set up the agency, we wanted to break down the mold. We basically drafted a concept of what every estate agent on the high street is doing, what every online estate agent is doing, what they're doing well, and we found a happy medium. So we didn't form kind of the high street concepts. We didn't basically work off the online concept. We found a happy medium, which was us, an ID. So we had the characteristics of the successful high street and the online models to make David Astburys, and that's what makes us us.
You've obviously approached it in a kind of unique way. I kind of had the question earlier, what makes you exceptional, but maybe rather than ask the question, what makes you exceptional, what in your past, what inside you drives you to change the game?
I have worked I've worked for companies before, and I've never felt valued. Never felt like I was a part of something which was going places. It was all about short-term gain. So when we set up the platform, David Astburys, it was all about kind of creating a family, a culture, creating the right culture where people could flourish. There was a positive energy from day one, where people kind of come to work with excitement, left with even more excited, and actually delivered results off the back of it. So it was all about kind of going against the tide, going against the grain, to deliver a better working life for the people within. And as a result, our clients see the benefit of that. I genuinely believe you could have all the natural technical ability, but if you're basically, the commitment isn't there, the passion isn't there, you're not going to deliver. No. Because if you're not passionate about what you're trying to create, how can you expect your peers to come in daily? You'll motivate, you'll energise, and ultimately deliver what it is your client is seeking. What separates us from every other stage on the high street, we have the same kind of CRM system, the same profiles. We all pretty much do the same thing in a roundabout way that others do. But we do it with a belief, we do it with a conviction, and we get results. And ultimately, it's a results-driven business, and that's the way.
How have you got that over to these guys? How have you got them to take on your beliefs and make them their own?
Well, I've been fortunate. I've had an amazing education along the way. So everything that's been drummed into me, school, you know what, no matter how many no's you get, how many times, how many you fall, you get yourself up, you dust yourself down, you go again. And that kind of robust, kind of energetic attitude has ultimately delivered along the way. And that's where I see myself now. Like, everyone we employ, they've got to have certain characteristics.
Yeah.
They've got to want to be the best. They've got to be mentally fit, active, and able. You know, they've got to have a burning desire to not just want to kind of come in and earn X amount, but they want to earn X amount. Once they've got to X, they want to earn Y. Once they've got to Y, they want to earn Z. And you know what? Sometimes it's about kind of personal pride. You know, it's not about kind of getting from X amount to Y or cutting corners. Do it with a belief, a conviction that will ultimately kind of set you apart from the rest. And if you've got a team of lions, as I like to call the team, do you know what? You're onto greatness. But if you've got a team where, do you know what, maybe a bad apple, they might be a bad apple, and there always will be a bad apple. But you know what? It's about slowly trying to get them to change their ways and become something of substance. But these bad apples, the interesting thing I've always found, these bad apples, they've been tainted along the way. They've got like a burning frustration in them where they're so angry, it's always somebody else's fault. And as soon as you kind of get them thinking in a different way, that, you know what, we can change the way people's perceptions of agencies, and you know what, you're heading into greatness. But it's a tough and it's a testing road, and that's the frustration sometimes.
I think we used to talk about this when I used to work with you quite a lot. The idea that, especially in the jobs we used to do in the estate agency, but the roles or the role of an estate agent, or the role of anyone in life, is to pretty much perform 99% of the time and practice 1%. But actually, if you look at professional athletes whose job it is to perform, they practice and they train 99.999% of the time, and they're only performing for that 0.01%, the Olympics, the final. And I think, you know, it sounds like you are making a similar investment as professional athletes do in your team.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, this week alone, we've had training, 2.5 training days for staff. And you know what, the guys are like, do you know what, Al, you're taking me off the tools. So you're basically taking away my earning potential. I'm like, at the end of the training, we reevaluate how it's training. They're like, Al, it's amazing, thank you so much. Because they're not coming in at a certain level. When they're coming in at a certain level. And you know what we're saying, you know, how can we get the best from you? They're giving us the answers. We then work to your guidelines to get the best from you. And as a result, we're delivering. It's a success factor from the start, through to the middle, all the way through to the top. And you know, everyone believes in the end goal here. It's not about today, it's about tomorrow. And as a result, everyone buys into the product.
Let me ask you, on this high street, in the whole of London, maybe, but let's say on this high street, in this area, in this section of London, how many other estate agents took their estate agents out of the office for 2.5 days in a week to train them?
It doesn't happen.
This is my point.
It doesn't happen.
This is my point, and you will know, and this is the case, and whether you say it or I say it, the reason why Aaron's business is succeeding is because he's doing something that no one else is doing.
Yeah.
And how, talk about that. Talk about, to me, how that's got you to where you are. Was it something you did in your own personal career, something you've instilled here?
Yeah, very. Do you know what? It's what we were saying earlier. Is it by nature? Is it nurtured? And I think nature is kind of. It's one thing. You're almost born with a skill set, but I've had amazing mentors, which have naturally kind of groomed me along the way. Which have said, you know what? Don't worry about obstacles. See them as a part of the journey. Embrace them. It's all about basically getting past the obstacles, getting over the hurdles. And if you kind of have that mindset, nothing is daunting. Like, the best part of my job is being a problem solver. You know, I don't see it as like, oh right, you own an estate agent. No one grows up wanting to be an estate agent. No. It definitely weren't in my mindset anyway. I can say that for certain. But do you know what the interesting thing is? It's like now people come into us for a solution. Yeah. If they're coming into me, that means that, you know what, they haven't found accommodation. They're looking to buy. And when they come in, it's so nice to kind of wrap your arm around and say, do you know what, we go against the grain. We're not your conventional agent. Yeah. And as a result, we'll go the extra mile for you. You want to view at 9 o'clock at night, we'll see you there. You want to view at Sunday at 7 o'clock in the morning, we'll see you there. Working environments have changed. I believe they're changing even more so now. We're talking about kind of flexible working. You get the best out of your team by saying, do you know what, you want to go gym at lunchtime? No problem, go to your gym. You know, keep if you want to see your kids at lunchtime, going out at 7 o'clock, go and do it. You ain't got to validate it, you ain't got to put it past me, go and do it. Do what makes you happy. Yep. In you being happy, you're going to deliver here.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all about.
You know, I believe in that myself, so you know it's very much part of what I'm saying. But I think there's so few corporates, number one, who will do it. Secondly, there's so few businesses that are prepared to run towards what they perceive as established, entrenched protocols, processes of your 9 to 5 or your 10 till 7 or whatever it may be. And I think, you know, again, I go back to the idea, if you're going to be extraordinary, or if you're gonna be, you can only be extraordinary by being extraordinary. You can't be ordinary.
Yeah.
So it's where you're seeing that. But let's kind of move it on, because I think we're getting what's it called? We're getting a really good idea of what your vision is for David Astburys. And I'd say, if you summed it up, it'd be like you're going against the grain.
Yeah.
You're changing the game. You're flipping the script. TM Nash.
Hashtag.
But talk to me about something bigger, technology. Right?
Yeah.
You're in an industry which is clearly being affected, disrupted, dare I say, by technology. How is it affecting you, and how do you see it?
Do you know what? Interesting enough, I've literally been speaking to a lot of prop tech companies of late, and they're all kind of coming in saying that agents are very adverse due to technology because they've always done it a certain way, and it's always worked for them. But in the current day and age, the digital world is taking over.
Yeah.
If you are not growing with the times, and this is where we've been very proactive. We've gone out and we've spoken to various prop tech companies who've said, look, this is what we can deliver. The old school companies, especially in the current market with like tenant fee bans being scrapped, obviously taxation laws changing, and obviously the sales market at the minute isn't as strong as what we would hope, but we're still putting deals to bed. If by partnering up with various tech companies, it actually makes our job easier, because we're prepared to invest. We're prepared to say, what, let's go against the grain. People don't want to spend money. People have like businesses at the minute. It's kind of, we work this way. It's giving us success today. But you know what? That may have worked, 5 years ago, 3 years ago. But unless you're going with the tide and moving forward, progression, like in proportion, you're never going to fulfill your potential.
Yeah. And you can't have a business in this age without the word tech somewhere in there. You can't utilise it.
But you can't, because you know what? If you are of a mindset, and this is the best thing for me now, as a new school agent, and even friends, I've got friends who are about 17, 18 estate agents. When I brought up, they were like, Aaron, honestly, we love you. Don't do it for yourself. Like, honestly, there's going to be pitfalls. There's uncertainty. All I saw was an opportunity. I was like, the more they told me, the more I wanted it.
Yes.
It was like, you can't do it? Brilliant, I will do it.
Yes.
And the more no's I faced, the more I was like, you know what? I had the biggest hard on thinking I'm going to go out and I'm going to do it. And I don't know, maybe I've had quite a lot of no's along the way, which has made me like very kind of, what's the word? Very... Stubborn is a word, yeah. But do you know what? It's grinding out results. And do you know what? If I can... I'm very passionate about what I do. Like, the best thing about what I do is I don't see it as a job. I see I come to work with my peers. Like, I'm not their director. No. I'm one of their colleagues. Absolutely. We work together. You've got a problem, it's my problem. If I've got a problem, it's your problem. And do you know what? And that's the difference. Everyone who works for us says they've never worked in an environment like it. That is the most pleasing thing to ever hear, when you've got people, worked in the industry for 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Come from good companies.
Reputable corporates, and saying, the independent care that they get from us is first class. And then off the back of that, in creating a happy environment, happy wife, happy life, similar scenario, they then deliver. And when they're delivering, there's nothing better for me saying, you know what, when you pay an employee at the end of the month, they come up and say, thank you so much. You're changing my life. You're helping my family. Yeah. That's priceless. Yeah. And that's what I'm in it for. We're making moves and memories along the way.
100% agree with you. And it's a certain, we call it stubbornness, but it's almost pig-headedness. Just an absolute refusal to accept what other people tell you as correct. But I will say this. When Aaron, over the last few years, came to me and spoke to me, I was one of the people that told him not to do certain things or to do certain things, and he's absolutely 100% right that in those moments, his attitude was, thank you very much for the advice, but he had his own vision, and it wasn't created by anyone else, and that's one of the most amazing things. Even people like myself, who like being smart, intelligent, telling him not to do something, he goes and does the thing that everyone's telling him not to do, and not just that, he smashes it.
Yeah.
And actually, just to cut in a little bit, this is no different to any big company. Like when I work with Foxtons, that's exactly the same thing. They said, listen, in a good market we make money, but in a crap market we make even more, because then the cream rises to the top. And I think that's very obvious with you. The cream is rising to the top. But talk to me about how you've dealt with some of the real low points in the last maybe 18 months, because it hasn't all been easy, surely.
Yeah, no, far from. Do you know what? It's been there's been times when you set up a business at the start, you make mistakes, and it's very easy to beat yourself up and be frustrated and have all these negative connotations. But do you know what? there's always been a passion belief that, do you know what, they haven't been, in life, I either win or I learn. I never lose. I've never lost. And by having that sort of strategy, whether it be playing football, with the kids, the wife, it's always progression. You know, I never go back. I'm always moving forward. Yeah. And do you know what? I might not be able to move forward at the pace that I would like. But do you know what? I don't mind moving sideways as long as there's a long-term gain to it. We don't mind moving sideways, but do you know what? There has to be a vision. The vision for us is undoubted, is as clear as day. You know, we want to have a number of offices, more hub-like offices. Central London, you know, we're looking at other offices now in Islington and Camden. You know, Rightmove has just released some statistics which are incredible. We're third in the entire of London for Let's Agreed this year. In the entire of London, which is brilliant. And the only companies who've done better than us were one online agent who does national, and another agent who are based in London Bridge. This is incredible. We're 2 years into our journey. 2 years, and we're rewriting the rule book. So
to be honest, when you've got things like that you've achieved, whatever dark moments or tough bits, or you know, if it was all easy, you know, everyone would be doing it. But when you come up against those moments again, you know what's there on the other side. It's being able to sit back and actually say third best in London. You know, all I'll say is why you're number one. But I know you will too. I know you will too.
Do you know what?
And that's the difference. And I think, you know, what's great to hear is kind of your philosophy as someone I would also say is a winner and a leader. And I totally agree with you. There is no loss when you learn. And you will learn probably more from a loss than you ever will from a win. Yeah. So you never lose. You never lose in this. You never lose in this game. Listen, I think we're going to get on and talk about some other business stuff outside of this. I'm glad you've got to come, and we've charted a little bit of where we connect.
Yeah.
But the future sounds amazing. The future sounds exciting. I'm really pleased that we've kind of grown up in this together a little bit, supported each other for the last few years brilliantly, and where I've needed help and had low moments, Aaron's been there constantly inspiring me and propping me up. One of the few people who actually I probably listen to and get inspired by. So thank you for that part of my journey, and that's why I'm speaking to you here, because you are part of my journey, and I'd like to come a little bit part of your journey.
Massively. You know? So Nash, when you speak often, and you know what, if there's a time where I need a little bit of class, a little bit of experience, some guile, some gut, you know I'll be the first person I call, and thank you for that.
Mate, see you at the top, brother. See you at the top. We'll see you there.